everybody. Before jumping into our regularly scheduled programming today, I wanted to do a quick shout out to my stepdad who started a really cool Etsy store. He is a craftsman and he made these really beautiful coasters and charcuterie boards and cutting boards, and everything is made by hand. You know, he does the sanding, the finishing touches, the everything. And I just think they're absolutely beautiful. My favorites are the ones with these like red wood touches. I think they're stunning. And I just wanted to give him a shout out because these things are really cool. And I have purchased two so far for two of my friends and they've been loving it. And yeah, no, I'm not sponsored. I just really wanted to give him a shout out because I think he does amazing work. And he deserves all the recognition in the world. So if you check out Tim Robinson Design, you can see, you know, a preview here of some of the woodwork that he does. And overall, he has 101 products. So there's definitely something for absolutely everybody here, whether it's coasters, cutting boards, whatever you like. But yeah, definitely check out his store. And now, without further ado, let's hop into the regular scheduled programming.
Hi everybody, hope everybody's doing really well today. Today I will be talking about 10 new releases, which I'm so excited. I mean, I say this in every single video that I do, but these are probably my favorite videos to make just because it's so nice to see like what's new and what's upcoming, what's been released. Today while chatting to you, I will be coloring in the Coloring Heaven Fairy Stories Special. This was issue 73, I guess. Yeah, issue 73. I bought this off of their Etsy. I really like it. It's actually going to be my first page in here. So I bought two different copies. I bought this one and then I think the 2020 Christmas one right before I went on my vacation to the States. So I just haven't had a chance to color in them yet. And obviously I want to wait for Christmas for the Christmas one. But this book has 40 images by Fabiana Attanasio, and they're a collection from her fairy tale books. So if you're not familiar with her work, she has a Peter Pan book, a Pinocchio book, Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty. I think she also has a Wizard of Oz one, if I'm not mistaken. But this book just has a collection of 40 of those images. And I just picked the first one to work on, which is the Beauty and the Beast. It's probably my favorite like story, like with Disney princesses. And as you can see, I just already laid down a basic yellow base for her dress. I am using my Brute Funner pencils. So this is just one of the yellows. And while chit-chatting, I'll go in and kind of do some shading and stuff. But yeah, usually I don't get too much coloring done in these videos because I'm too busy jibber-jabbering. So the first book I'm going to talk about today is part of a trend that I've been seeing, and I did mention this in my last like new releases video, and it's a collection. So Such and Such Diva released an all-time hits collection. So it's 100 images from 12 of his books. So I've been seeing a lot of artists kind of release these collections or best of, and I'm loving it. I think it's so nice because it's an amazing way to try out the artist's work if you're not familiar with it. For example, I don't own anything from Such and Such Diva. So, you know, if I wanted to dabble into maybe some was colored by numbers, I think this would be a great start. This book was released on October 1st, and I guess per usual, I will link everything down below. So if you wanted to snag any of these books, it's easy access for you. But yeah, this book was released on October 1st, and I did see it on Instagram, and it was obviously very positively received by the community. But yeah, the book is currently 926. And the pages are black backed, so they are single-sided. And again, if you're not familiar with Sachin's work, he does do color by numbers. So all of these are going to be color by numbers. So 100 pages for $9.26 I think is pretty good. I should mention that the $9.26 is in euros, so it might be a little bit more in US dollars. But yeah, let's say 10 bucks. 10 bucks for 100 pages is definitely doable. So I'm glad he did this. To my knowledge, it's the first time he's released a collection like this. Please do correct me if that's wrong. I'm by no means an expert on everything such and such Diva by any means, but I think it's the first one. But yeah, like I said, I've just been really loving these collections, and I've been staying strong. I haven't purchased any, but it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. So I apologize for the enablement that these videos create, but yeah, isn't it fun just to see all the fun new things? Love it. So yeah, let's move on to the next one, which was released on October 15th this year, and it's called The Oceans Coloring Book, and it's by R.J. Hampson. I've never really heard anything about this artist, to be honest. But the book looks legit because obviously Amazon has a lot of really sketchy things on it, which, gosh, I was getting so frustrated. Little side note, I guess. So when I do these videos, you know, I kind of prepare for them always, in the sense that whenever I see a new coloring book on like Amazon, or I see information about a new release on Instagram, I'll just like screenshot it on my phone. Or if it's on Amazon, I have a dedicated list on Amazon, like a wish list, I guess. But it's not a wish list, it's just where I save all the new releases. That way it's much easier for me to find them, and it's much easier for me to track them. So I was on Amazon doing quote unquote research for these, like one of these videos, you know, and I was running into so many like fake coloring books, and not fake in the sense that it's not a coloring book, but it's just like pirated art. There was one book that I actually almost mentioned in one of these videos because it looked legit from the first glance, but then I was looking into like the sample images that they have, and one of them caught my eye because I had just colored it, and it's by Teresa Goodrich, and Teresa Goodrich had nothing to do with that book. So I was like, yeah, nope. And I was trying to find a place to report the coloring book to Amazon because it's stolen work, and it was like impossible. I couldn't find where to report it, and it was a whole ordeal. But anyways, moving on to this book by R.J. Hampson, it does look to be an authentic, real, you know, non-stolen artwork. And the description says, do you need a beachside break? Colors beautifully detailed ocean illustrations and be transported to the sea. How nice. That sounds delightful. The book is $9.17, again in euros. And it says that it has 108 pages, so I would assume maybe 50 images therefore. Let's see if it's single-sided or double-sided. Oh, I apologize. It says 25 unique hand-drawn illustrations. Oh, 2 copies of each. Okay, so you do get 50 images, just 25 original. And it says images on one side of the page only, perfect for color pencils, crayons, or markers. Wonderful. And it says a variety of intricate and whimsical pictures to satisfy all skill levels. Oceans is for anyone looking for a seafaring voyage from the comfort of their own home. Oh my. So it sounds really nice, and if you are a beach lover, I think this would be a great purchase. In full honesty, I'm not really a water person. Like, just being around water doesn't do it for me. I know a lot of people love just being around oceans, lakes, whatever it is. I mean, my mother is that way. I have many friends that are just drawn to the water. I'm not that way. I don't enjoy like being wet. I don't know. I would much rather like sit on the beach, you know, if I end up at a beach, but other ways I would rather, like, you go to the beach, I'm gonna go read my book at some cafe and drink coffee and then we can meet up after. That is much more my preference. So therefore, I'm not really drawn to ocean creature like coloring books or ocean water themed coloring books. But I know many people are, and that's fantastic. And yeah, this seems like a good one. Unfortunately, you can't really see previews on Amazon. So I don't really know if it's going to be Zen Doodly or more on like a quote unquote regular image side. But yeah, it's nice to see that there is potentially a new artist. Maybe he's been around for a very long time and I just have, you know, been blinded and haven't seen his stuff, you know, very likely. But yeah, always happy to support a legitimate artist who is making great artwork and, you know, helping us have more to color. As if we needed more to color, right? Gosh, I have so many coloring books and I'm just like, oh, I want to get to this one. I want to get to this one. And it's kind of stressing me out actually because there's just so many books that I want to get to, and obviously I can't get to all of them at the same time. But I don't know, this is a very chatty video. I do apologize. I just haven't made a video in so long that just, I guess, I have a lot of feelings. But moving on to the next one, and you will kind of see a trend that I've flagged down a bunch of newly released Christmas books, which, I mean, I think is a tad too early. And I'm a Christmas lover. Like, I'm a Christmas fiend. It's probably my favorite time of the year, even though I hate the cold. But I love being holly and jolly. You know, that's just, love it. It's the best. But even I was like, I don't know. That's a tad early. But anyways, the first book I'm going to talk about is by Coloring Book Cafe, which we all know is a legitimate business with legitimate artwork. And so this book was released on October 16th of this year. And it's called Christmas Patterns, a Christmas coloring book featuring fun and relaxing holiday patterns with decorations, Santa, reindeer, and much more. It is currently $5.95, which I think is a pretty standard price for any of their books. And it says that you get 25 images, and they are all single-sided. So there are 25 single-sided pictures in this book. And you can see previews of, I think, all of the pages on Amazon, which, if you've ever watched any of my videos, you know I'm a huge fan of previews. And I was kind of surprised by the images, not in the sense that like I don't like them or anything. I think they're really pretty, but with the book being titled Christmas Patterns, I expected something more along the lines of like repeating images. So I guess kind of more of like a quote unquote wallpaper page, because to me that's a pattern, right? But these pages don't, like, I wouldn't call them patterns. I would just call them Christmas images. That's just, I don't know, me being nitpicky, I guess. But the book is really cute. The images look quite simple to do. There is a wide range from like Christmas trees to candles to like wooden rocking horses. Are they called rocking horses? I don't know. But they're definitely really pretty, and like I said, definitely on the easier side. But how many times can I say definitely? I foresee this book being really good for markers because the line work appears to be dark, and this is just based on the previews. And there's not too many very small details. So I think that alcohol markers could easily be used in this book, and then maybe just accenting with something like gel pens or fine liners or anything like that for the smaller details. But you can obviously also use whatever media you want. Colored pencils. I don't know about watercolor because it's going to be Amazon printed paper, so probably a bit too thin, but can always reprint. The next Christmas book I'm going to talk about is by Demita Victoria, and it was released on October 16th of this year, and it's currently listed for $6.41. It is called Winter Wonderland. An adult coloring book for women featuring fantasy winter coloring pages with beautiful landscapes and Christmas scenes. So I don't know why it's marketed as a coloring book for women. I don't know why men are not there included in this. Seems odd. But anyways, if you go on Amazon, you can see the back that has a preview of 4 pages. It definitely is more detailed than the book I talked about right before this, the Christmas patterns. This is a tad more detailed and appears to also have like outdoor scenes. But yeah, it seems really nice. And again, Demita Victoria is another tried and true artist company. I'm not really sure. I think it's an artist, but I could definitely be wrong on that. But there are, let's see how many pages. All the pages are single-sided with black backing, and there are 40 unique images, which is so nice. And it says, escape to the eternal winter world with its serenity, exquisite beauty, and the wonders of the enchanting experience with the latest relaxing Winter Wonderland coloring book from best-selling publishing brand Demita Victoria. I guess it's not an artist. I stand corrected. But yeah, it looks really, really cute. I think these kind of books are quite a staple around the holiday. Let's be honest. Creative Haven is also going to release something similar. I think most printing companies release these kind of books around the holidays, which nothing wrong with that. They release them because obviously we purchase them because they're really fun and just lovely. Like I said, around the holidays is my favorite time of year. So I'm such a sucker for holiday Christmas books. Holiday coloring books. I can't speak. And so far, I know we're only in October, but so far I've been good. But definitely doing these videos, you know, it enables me to purchase just as much as it enables you folks. You know, I also buy way too much after doing these videos because I'm like, oh, like that seems so nice. Yeah. I also have a second list on Amazon. So I have the list where I keep like track of the new purchases and not new purchases, new releases. And then I have a second list that is my actual wish list, things I would like to purchase in the future. And so often I will do one of these videos and then just low-key transfer these books from the new releases list to my wish list because I would like to purchase it in the future. That's just the reality of it. It is what it is. And moving on to the next Christmas book. It was released on October 17th, and it is called Cute Christmas Coloring Book. A large print coloring book featuring fun and easy Christmas scenes with cute animals, charming decorations, Santas, snowmen, and much more. And it's by the Coloring Book Cafe. Again, another tried and true company. And also I think the Demita Victoria Coloring Book Cafe. What was the other one? Gosh, I already can't remember. Oh, it was also Coloring Book Cafe. I'm sorry. I think they are a great place to start if you're a beginner because they have many like easier books, but also their prices are good and they have such a wide range of artwork that they offer. But yeah, this book has single-sided images, I would assume. Yes. The images are single-sided. There are 28 heartwarming and easy illustrations, and that is a quote. It says perfect for beginners, seniors, people with low vision, and anyone who prefers simpler designs. That's great. I think simpler designs are definitely nice because there's no shortage of highly detailed books, right? If you want a highly detailed book, Kirby Rosanis, any of his stuff, I mean, that's just the first artist that came to my mind. But there's plenty of very detailed, very, I don't want to say specific, but you know what I mean, kind of coloring books, which I love. I own Kirby Rosanis, you know, but in no way am I talking down. But sometimes it is nice to have those easier books because you can just take your markers to them and, you know, just lay color down onto the paper. You know, sometimes you just kind of want the relaxation aspect of coloring without, I don't want to say stress, but without the, you know, dedication of like picking out specific colors and shading and all that stuff. And yeah, I think easier books are just perfect for that. And with this one, if you go onto Amazon, you can see the back page of the book, and therefore you can see a preview of 9 of the pages, and they look really cute. There is a cute little reindeer, there's elves, there's a stocking, there's a really nice little penguin who is skiing. I mean, it's just really adorable stuff. And yeah, I think alcohol markers would be absolutely amazing for it. And big fan of this one. I think this might be one of the ones that transitions to my wish list, because in all honesty, I don't really have many like quote unquote easy coloring books. You know, obviously any book can be easy based on how you color it, but I don't really have anything like it. So it might be something I get myself closer to Christmas. The next book I'm going to talk about is actually not Christmas related. I think this would be a better one for Halloween or just, you know, the spooky season, or if you like, not mythical, but I don't know, the abnormal. And it's called Freaks! Exclamation point by Demita Victoria. And it was released on September 26th of this year, and it is currently $8.55. And it's interesting. And it says, come to the fascinating journey with this beautiful dark fantasy Freaks coloring book. And it says, Freaks coloring book is ready to take you on a dark fantasy journey. You will discover abnormalities and beautiful people with gothic scenes. So there are 25 images. They're all single-sided, black-backed, and they are doubles. So overall, you will get 50 images, but 25 unique. And if you go on to Amazon, again, you can see the back of the book, so you get a preview of 4 of the pages, and they are definitely creepy. And as I said, you know, I have the second wish list where I kind of add some of the books that I would like to own one day. Full disclosure, this isn't one of them. I'm not a creepy, spooky kind of gal, and this is definitely for the lover of the creepies. But it's really cool. It's definitely unique, and it looks like it has a little bit of grayscaling to it too. Not a lot, but just a wee bit, which I think always makes the process of shading easier because, you know, the process semi-done for you, so that's always nice. The next book is truly gorgeous. It's called Mysterious Faces, Grayscale Coloring Book. It is from September 27th, 2021, and it is currently listed at $13.17. And as promised, it has faces, grayscale faces. It has 20 portraits. And if you go onto the back, you can see like the previews of them, and they all look really, really beautiful. I mean, the cover alone, when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow, it's really pretty. And if you're into coloring faces and hair and just humans, I think it would be a really, really cool one to own. Let me actually translate the description because it's in French. And it says collection of 20 portraits, including 5 unpublished illustrations and 6 bonus illustrations. That's really cool. So overall, you will get the 20 portraits, 5 and 6. So that's what, 31 images, which is wonderful. It also says he has an Etsy store, but the pages, I would assume, are single-sided. Yeah, the images are single-sided, which is great. But yeah, the grayscaling, just the portraits, amazing. This one is definitely going to be added to my actual wish list. Even though coloring people scares me, it's definitely one of my roads less traveled by when it comes to coloring. But one day, I think, isn't that the whole point of like all these wish lists, is like one day I would like to own this, one day when I have more storage space. Next book is definitely perfect for the spooky creepy season and Halloween. It is called Kawaii Goth Cute and Creepy Coloring Book, Pastel Goth Horror Spooky. And it is by Larissa May, who does a lot of like chibi styled books. Again, an artist that you can, trust that her artwork is authentic and not ripped off. And there are 25 illustrations, and it says that these images are a combination of gothic horror style and Japanese Harajuku aesthetic, inspired kawaii style. These pages will keep you entertained while stimulating your artistic imagination for hours. That sounds delightful. The next book I want to talk about is by Sun Life Drawing, and it was released on October 1st this year, and it is called Color by Number Day Patterns, and there are 50 images, and the book is $6.99 right now. And it's pretty typical Sun Life Drawing style. You have the 22 color palette on the back, and it actually says that this is the color by number version of 50 coloring pages from the book Black and White 100 Patterns. So I guess if you have that book, maybe don't get this one unless you also want the color by number version. But it's good to know that, they would provide the information that this book is technically a repeat in a way, that if you already have the other book, you don't also snag up this one. But again, Sun Life Drawing is a company that has released so many wonderful books, and you honestly can't go wrong with their color by numbers. So if you're a color by number fan, this is a tried and true recommendation. Their stuff is just really nice. I have some of their, I think I have Sun Life Drawing. Actually, I'm not sure if I do. I think I'm confusing them with Belba Family right now, because I do own some Belba Family stuff, but maybe I don't actually have anything from Sun Life Drawing. I feel like that's something that needs to be corrected. And the last book I'm going to talk about is another Demita Victoria book, and it was released on October 5th and is currently $9.62, and it's called 100 Simple Flowers, Easy Flower Coloring Book for Adults. And again, what can I say? Demita Victoria, easy, 100 images and flowers. I mean, that's just a check, check, check. That sounds amazing. So there are obviously 100 pictures since it's 100 simple flowers. Per usual, single-sided, lovely stuff. And you can see a couple of previews on Amazon. You can see 4. And I was pleasantly surprised when I clicked on the previews, because it's not just like a flower in the middle of a blank page, which, I mean, still would be fine, but they also include, like, one of the previews, there's a cute little kitten that's sitting in a bowl with flowers, or there is a guitar surrounded by flowers. So they're also including other items, which I think is really nice, because it adds a certain level of, not complexity, but like depth to the image, I would say, and interest. And I think it's also more fun to color things like that than just 100 of just a simple flower in the middle of a page with nothing else going on. It has a little bit of grayscaling to it, which I think may be kind of typical for Demita Victoria. I'm not 100% sure, but I also saw that in one of the other books that I talked about today. I love making these videos. I'm gonna go organize my wish list and add a few of these to the list. I am liking how this picture is turning out. There's obviously much more shading to go. I guess I should also mention this is not a brute funner. I am using Faber-Castell Gold Faber, can I pronounce that properly? I have a 12-pack of these, so sometimes I do sprinkle them into my coloring. Obviously the shade and the use would have to be correct. I don't know if that made any sense, but with a 12-pack, you don't get that. The shade range is not the greatest, obviously. But yeah, so far I'm liking it. It's my first ever Coloring Heaven book, my first ever picture. It's also my first ever Fabiana Tanasio image. So I'm just nervous, but so far so good. I'm also nervous about the hair. I have never done human hair before, so I'll probably end up watching a tutorial for that. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. I know this video has been super duper chatty, but I hope that's okay. And I'll see everybody in the next one. Bye.